Well, good day and welcome back to Two Old Buzzards Custom RC. I welcome all you guys back to my channel. I thank all the viewers that have clicked on and saw some of my content. Don't know if I'm that interesting yet. I'm new to the YouTube channel thing here, but I'm trying my best to put out some of the projects that I do and give some insight on what I do and show people that you guys can also do this. I started doing this over 30 years ago, and I became addicted to doing it, you can say. I really enjoy building RCs. I enjoy running them, and just overall, when I'm done a build, some of them just become shelf queens. Some I use daily, weekly. But in today's video, what I would like to show you is a lot of, or a few, I should say, people have left me messages on other sites, TikTok and stuff like that, Instagram, asking me, are they expensive to build? They ask me what all would I need? Where do I get this? Where do I get that? Just a bunch of questions. Today I want to answer some of questions that I've gotten from a few people that have gone out and they've bought kits, you can say, and they want to know about doing upgrades, and they want to change the body, or they want to do this and that. So what I'm going to just show you is, if anybody plans on getting into the higher end RCs, building your own or buying kits, there is stuff that I think is essential to have if you own RCs or are going to be involved in building your own RCs. So in today's video, I'm just going to show you a few things that I believe are essential, and see if it helps you viewers in any way, or anybody out there that's planning on building one of these beautiful RCs. This one I featured before in a video. This is in my personal collection. I built this strictly for myself. I just love the look of it. I love the way it ran, the way it sounds. What I mean by sound is this has got a sound box in it, and I tried to make it as realistic as I could, from the mirrors to the wipers, to the Desert Lizard shocks, to the rock sliders, or your sideboards, where you want to call them. I just love the truck. I like all the ones that I build. But anyways, some of the tools that you will definitely be needing when building these, or changing parts, or upgrading parts. Let me start off with this set here. This thing just saves you so much time. It comes with 4 of the essential drivers that you will need for your rig that you're building. Comes with this very lightweight handle. So you would just grab your wrench, you would pull back on this, it plugs in here, it's sturdy. You can start undoing your screws and tightening or changing parts. You want to swap it out. It's just such a wicked tool. This one actually comes with, I think most of them do, because you can buy a lot of different sets. This is just a gift that I received, yeah, it matches some other tools that I have that I'll show you in a minute. But it comes with this, which is really neat. So I've always used this particular cross-looking hex driver for getting off the wheel nuts, for tightening up the little nuts in behind the frame, stuff like that. You know, and you're trying to put your hand or your fingers in there, you know, and sometimes it gets a little tight or you can't reach. So this actually, this set here comes with, it only came with the one size. I know you can buy different sizes and stuff like that. This is a 7.0. All of these come with, this is a 3mm, all the way down. This is a 2.5, and I think the smallest one that it gives you is a 1.5. So it gives you all your essential tools that you will need. I call them standard tools because these are the sizes that you will be using. You won't be using much bigger than these hexes at all. But this one is really cool, and it's nice and long. You put it in here, you can take your wheels off, tighten up your wheels. You know, when you're getting into these ones here, see, I gotta kind of put my fingers in with it, and it doesn't really give you that good of a grip. So yes, they work, but I would recommend this. That's my opinion. So this is for your nuts, your bolts, your screws, your wheel nuts. Perfect tool. We'll move on to, I've had a lot of people ask me about the bodies. Had a couple guys go out and buy bodies, and then I get a phone call and a couple of text messages saying, oh wow, there's no holes in the body. How do I get the body mounted, and what's the best way to do it? And I tell them that when you get a clear body like this one, okay, it's pretty self-explanatory. You put it over where you have your body mount set up, eyeball it as straight as you can over the wheels. Make sure it's perfectly aligned. I usually go with the wheels. I usually align them here. I use a measuring device, and then because it is clear, you can see, like, say this is going to be your, let me move that out of the way there. This is going to be, so boom. So if that's where your hole needs to be, you use a black marker, put a dot, and then they said, but how do we make the holes? They say they tried to drill them and the hole became off, and you know, they tried doing it by hand with a bit, and I said, no. You got to get yourself one of these. This is a body reamer. The most accurate, amazing tool for cutting out holes for your body post. Okay, you can do, I don't know if you guys can see it in the video, but it's got your actual sizes here. Okay, from 0 to 13. So basically I go a little bit at a time. So basically you just start and you just turn it, and it just turns, and you come up with these perfectly round holes. That's just some plastic shield that I got to take off, but they make perfect holes. Once you find the exact size that you need, where it just nicely slides over your battery post, you're there. Drop it, come to the back side, do the same to the back, find out where your body posts are going to be. But this tool, lifesaver. They didn't have these when I started off over 30 years ago. We used to have to do it with a drill and a drill bit, or you would puncture it with your mother's kitchen knife and just didn't make sure she didn't see you. And you would come up with different ways of making the holes, but the body was always off a little this way or that way, or the one hole was bigger than the other. And well, now with RC technology, don't know how long these have been out. I don't even want to guess, but a good RC friend of mine, which is the second half of Two Old Buzzards, Steven, introduced me to this. I knew they were out there. I've seen them when I go to my hobby store. I've seen them on Amazon. Just wasn't really interested in buying one and seeing how it worked. I was happy with the way I was doing my holes. I stuck with my method. He brought one over and said, try it. And then I was a little upset with myself that why haven't I tried this years ago? Awesome tool. Everything will line up perfectly. So you've seen the wrench set that I say is very essential to have. The body reamer is very essential. The other question is, they say when the body comes, it's huge. And you got to cut everything out. And I seen one friend, I can say that I know, after he cut his body, he went a little too far with the scissors, and you know, he tried with an X-Acto knife, and you know, his wheel wells didn't come out all that round, you can say. So there's another thing that you can pick up on different ordering sites, Amazon, whatever other jungle websites are out there, but they're these scissors here. As you see, they have a bit of a curve to them. It comes in two sets, a straight set and a curved set. The curved set is for, let me bring over the two old buzzards body you guys have already seen before. These are awesome scissors. The curve is perfect for getting around the wheel wells. As you can see here, how nice everything comes out. I mean, nice. It comes out very nice. I will tell you what else I do to the wheel wells after, but these scissors are great for doing the straight cuts. You would use the straight pair for that. The curved pairs for going around all these angles back here and around the wheel wells. So the scissors are essential, I would say. If you're doing your own wiring, if you're putting battery ends on, or if you're upping the gauge of the wire on your ESC or anything electric, get yourself a pair of these mini wire snips. These go down to the finest wire. Don't get the big set, the industrial set. This is more, get the small set. You find them in your local hardware store, Home Depot, wherever. These are perfect. So when I shorten my battery wires, like I'll show you on here, these battery wires, they're probably another 4 to 5 inches longer. And I don't like all that long wiring, especially when my ESC is close to it. I want to have a faster current from battery to ESC or battery to motor, depending on my setup. So I cut about I think it was like 4.5 inches off, and then I weld on my own ends. We can get into that at a later video. I will show you. So these, you know, not necessarily essential to people that aren't going to be willing to dive into the electrical part, but people that do, awesome tool. Another question I was asked that I will answer right now. I had a friend of mine, we took our trucks out just in the front of the house basically, and we're climbing over a few rocks and stuff like that, and the next thing you know, you saw his truck was riding like that, you know, on an angle, and he knew something was wrong, and he drove it back over to us, and we noticed that the bolt that held on, I don't think you'll be able to see it, but the bolts that hold on the bottom of his shocks, it basically came loose and fell off while he was driving the truck. And we looked all over for it, couldn't find it. That's okay. We're at my place. I have a slew of them. So I put it back together, and I said to him, I said, you don't Loctite your stuff? And he says, no. And he says he doesn't Loctite because if he ever wants to change the parts, he finds that the Loctite is too strong or this or that. I said, well, you can buy lighter Loctites. What I use is a Permalock medium strength, and I Loctite anything that's metal to metal or aluminum to metal, anything. Just a little dab on on everything. And I will guarantee you, you could run this 100 times and nothing's gonna fall off, nothing's gonna come loose. I haven't had any issues in all of my trucks. I mean, all of my trucks. I use this here. It's made by JB Weld. You can go out and buy whatever brand you want. I just use JB Weld, medium strength. And I do my wheel nuts. I do my body mounts to frame. I do all my suspension. Anything that's nut and bolted together, I use this. I say it's an essential thing to have, or else you never know. You know, you're gonna end up losing a screw, losing a nut, and you're not gonna have any spares with you if you're out, you know, on the trails or wherever, unless you bring them. And if you bring them, then you got to start bringing tools where you can fix it and stuff like that. So just a little dab of this, a little dab will do you. Okay. We'll move on to the little screws and little nuts and stuff like that. Like I have like kind of fat thumbs and kind of, I don't know, soft fingers, I guess. I don't know. And it's so hard to pick up these little nuts here and hold these little nuts when you're trying to build your cars and stuff like that, and especially if you have them in a tray and stuff. So what I recommend it is a skinny mini pair of pointed pliers, and these things will pick it up on a dime. You can hold it in place anywhere you want. You don't have to be putting your fingers down inside your car to do it. They come in very, very handy, these little mini pliers. And, you know, some of the screws that are used to build these cars are tiny, as you can see that, you know, and you look at the size of my finger compared to these screws, you know, I'm not, you know, the most coordinated guy. I am a little clumsy once in a while, and, you know, I go to pick one up, you drop it on the floor, you're looking 3-4 hours for it, you don't find it until your wife vacuums it up. And then, yeah, so get yourself one of these. I would. They work. I hope that resolves some of people's questions and gives them an idea of, you know, what you need. You run out, you start buying parts, and you get home and you're like, oh, you know, I need a small wrench, or I need a small screwdriver, I need this. No, you don't. Just go and get the kit, like I was saying. This is all you need. This here will basically, you know, and pick up one of these just to have as a spare, but these here build that, okay? There's not much else. You don't need pliers and vice grips and hacksaws and DeWalt drills and stuff like that, okay? Go to your local hobby store or go online, grab yourself that. I would recommend a body hole maker, hole reamer, whatever you want to call it. Okay. Go to your local Home Depot or hardware store, get yourself a little small one. This will last you years. Okay. Any brand you want. I just use this one. I can always get my bolts back off. A little bit of pride, but they do come off. Okay, great stuff. Pick up the body scissors. Okay, that's for cutting out your wheel wells and stuff like that. Now, let's get back to the bodies and getting the scissors. Not all bodies, but there is a body out there made by Proline. Let me get you this. Made by Proline. It's a pre-cut 2020 Ram Rebel 1500 clear body. It says it's recommended for the E-Revo. Forget that. Don't even look at that. Look at the word pre-cut 2020 Dodge Ram Rebel. Awesome. Made by Proline. Part number, you guys can see it there. Okay, part number 3536-17. That's how it comes in the package. Everything cut out for you. No cutting involved. The only thing that you do have to do is find where your holes are going to be. Okay, now they say that this body, I want to show you something. Okay, I don't want people getting deterred, whatever word that is. Oh, that body's not meant for rock crawler. That body's not meant to go on one of Trevor's trucks from Two Old Buzzards, because it says on the package, made for the E-Revo. Wrong. You can put it on an E-Revo. Now you just saw me take off my Ford body on a custom built truck, okay, that I built. Take this body, check this out. Let me show you guys something here. Okay, so the one I just took off was the Ford F-150. This is the Dodge Ram 1500. I don't really think there's even any adjustments to do. Drill the body holes for the body post, boom. How's that look? This truck, when I'm done this, let me give it a little turn here if you can see it. I've never bought a Dodge body. I didn't even know this body existed. I went to AJ's Hobbies in Markham. He used to be in Woodbridge, now he's in Markham. Highway 7 in Warden. And so I went to AJ's Hobbies and I spoke to the owner, Arden, and I said, can you find me a Dodge body? And he said that he thinks Proline makes them. So I ordered one. This is what came in. Unbelievable. Love it, love it, love it. And I haven't even painted this yet. And I love it. Look at this. Okay, line up. Like, look at, like, once I get the holes and everything done for that, this is gonna be, pardon me English, but one bad arse Dodge. Okay? And I'm even thinking of getting similar rims to these, or I might get the ones that were on that orange Ford that is in one of my videos. And I have good news about that. I might end up even getting that body back from the gentleman that bought it. He bought the truck. He's not really into Fords. He knows I am. And he knows how passionate I was about that orange Ford. And me and him are in the midst of making a deal where I might get that body back for doing a couple of paint jobs for him. And I said, yeah, let me finish mine, because I have this body I have to paint. I have this body that I have to paint. And I just have a lot of work to do. A lot of work. But this is going to be the Dodge, people. Going to be my first Dodge I ever had in my collection. And I think it looks pretty sick, if you ask me. And I'm just taking my time with this because I do not know just yet what color I'm going to use. If you guys got any suggestions, just click the comments, click the subscribe button, and give me some ideas. Punch the like button if you want. There's somewhere here on the screen, you know, press like, subscribe, press the comments, and say, this is an idea for your Dodge. And you know, if I read something that interests me, I'll do it that way. And when I'm done, I'll show it to you. And then you shoot your name out, and I will give you props on my videos. But yeah. So, anyways, that's going to be the Dodge. So, basically, have a little bit of coffee here. The last question that I'm going to answer for today is my rims and my tires. I don't know if I made a mistake on talking to some people, but they asked me what size rims and tires I use, and I tell them that I use 1.9. I love the deep dish look. Not all my rims are deep dish, but I love this offset, the offset rim. But I tell them 1.9. Order yourself a set of 1.9s. You can go 2.2 if you want, but I don't go 2.2. I strictly do 1.9s. And so I had two guys, fellow RC guys that are just getting into it, ordered 1.9s, and they ordered 1.9 tires. Then they called me and said, "You're using 2.2s," and I said, "No, I'm using 1.9s," and they're like, "Well, my tires are a lot smaller than yours." And I said, okay. So maybe I forgot to mention that when ordering the rims and tires, you can get the XLs or XLTs, okay? Just look at the description of the tires that you are buying, because yes, they are 1.9s, these are 1.9s, but they're just a smaller tire width and height, okay? But they still fit your 1.9 rim. If you want to go for this big overkill look like I do, they come in multiple different widths, and that all the heights are basically all the same, but the rubber compound is different. These here are called Super Swampers that I have on this chassis. Let me bring out an oldie but an absolute goodie. This is my custom honcho that, believe it or not, this was my very first crawler. I traded a gentleman that I met on Marketplace, and he was interested in a truck that I had. He said he had a rock crawler, and it was a honcho, and it was SCX, and it was all French to me. I didn't know what he's talking about, but I agreed to meet him. And he brought this little gem out, and yeah, I was hooked on crawlers. Now this one here, as you see, has a totally different style rim. There's not much of an offset on this. These are Mudslingers 1.9 scale 4x4 tires. Very beefy, very meaty tire. Love these tires. I think the rims, I added these rims. These are not the rims that this truck came with. I added these really heavy duty rock slides on it. I made this custom myself back here. This truck came with a cage. I ended up cutting some plastic, epoxying it on, I don't know, just to give it that different look. I think it looks pretty cool. Sorry for the dogs barking. So that's going to be it for that, but we'll get into other videos and more things. There's another rim and tire that you can get. These tires are made by Injora. Very soft tire. This is a very soft tire. And inside here I am using the Injora foams, but it just shows you can go with different range of tires and different ranges of rims, and just different patterns and styles, colors. You make the truck the way you want it to look, and it's endless what you can get for these things. Really is. In some later videos that I'll be doing, I'm going to show you different styles of rims, different colors of rims, different linkages that you can use. Majority of all my trucks, I use the SCX 10 2 linkages. Okay. And I don't know, I just like the look of it. As you can see, I just like the look, the way it is. There is other links you can use. I just like the way they bend up, gives you a nice high clearance here. But you can use different links, like I'm saying, I use these links. Okay, they have a bit of a bend in them. Okay, SCX 10-2. There is straight links. You can get them in gray. You can get them in black. You can get them in red. Okay, and you can even get them for Traxxas. These are Traxxas links, very strong, amazing links. I've used these in some of my off-road builds. some of my stadium truck builds, but you can also use them for these. I mean, you just got to find your length, what kind of length you need. And these are also interchangeable. The ball ends, you can get tiny ones, long ones, short ones, fat ones, skinny ones. Just use your imagination and come up with your own ideas. You know, you don't always have to follow the book, right? I step outside the box when I build these. I like, you know, doing it my way, as you can see by the front, okay? This is where the body mounts should be, where my finger is, okay? I'll just use this. This is where they should be, okay? But this is where they are. Because I didn't like them back here, because I didn't like them that close to the windshield of the bodies I put on. So think outside the box, use your imagination. This is the front support that I came up with. Awesome, bolts right into the frame, bolts into the body mount support, and I could carbon fiber piece here. So I moved it from here to here perfectly. This is the sound box I was telling you about. We can get into that another day as well. But I hope this video was helpful, useful. I hope you guys enjoy it. I'm gonna get back to making my, making one of the bodies here. I gotta get something started today. Oh, by the way, I'll give you some more part numbers. I gave you the part number for the Dodge. This truck here, a lot of people have been asking me about that. This is that GMC dually body. I mean, they only make one of them. And here, I'll put it back here. And that's how it turned out. But I went and got another one. It's still in the plastic. Because I have a few customers that want this particular truck, but there's one gentleman that wants it orange and black. I had another order for a yellow one. Now, I made a yellow one a year ago, sold that right away. So I went and got another body here, if you guys are interested in these dually bodies. It's a 1973 Sierra GMC 3500, 12.3, which is a 313 millimeter wheelbase. And it says right on it, wheelbase scale crawlers with carbon dually wheels. Okay, so, and part number is PRO 359000. I'll give you some more body part numbers and some other bodies that I have been working on, some other trucks that I've been working on. I know I'm not posting a lot of videos all the time. Like I say, I'm new to it, of doing these videos, but I just hope my videos are helpful. I really hope you guys stay tuned. I really hope you guys subscribe to my channel, because it is so small. You know, I just enjoyed building these, and I enjoyed telling you guys my stories on them, and I would love to see more people get into this, you know, and just have fun. It's a great way to relieve stress. There is other ways to relieve stress, but this is one way of doing it also. And it's great for men, women. There's a lot of women that are into this too. They build their own trucks along with their husbands and boyfriends, and they come out on the trails with us. And yeah, but just keep an open mind when you're building them. And I really do appreciate you guys watching the video, taking your time. I hope what I showed you today is going to be helpful and useful to you guys. Until next time, this is one half of Two Old Buzzards, Trevor, and a shout out to my buddy Arden at AJ's Hobbies, and a shout out to Steven, the other half of Two Old Buzzard Custom RCs. Till next time, peace out.